What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Episode 60 of our podcast, Sip in Sports. I'm Dave. This is Chris. Chris, how are we?
I'm good, David. I love your energy there.
Someone's got to bring it.
It's going to be a good episode.
Yeah. Got to bring it. Got to bring the juice.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
But no, we're good.
Good.
How are you?
Good week. It's good. Can't complain.
Is every week a good week?
No. The next few will be, though. But besides that, we don't know.
Why will the next few be?
Going to Boston, going to Texas, going to a Red Sox game for work.
When are you going to Boston?
Next week, Monday.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dang.
We're supposed to.
How long are you there?
2 days. Come back Wednesday.
Monday.
Tuesday. Come back Wednesday.
Okay.
So technically, I guess 3 days.
Where are you staying? Brookline?
No, the Onyx, right by Fenway Park. Oh, we don't stay in. No, this is like a set. He may.
Brookline is literally a mile and a half away from Fenway.
Oh, this one is. Yeah, it's like 0.6 miles away from Fenway.
Which direction?
Well, I couldn't tell you.
South?
If you're looking at it, it looks like it's right field. Is that south? Like from the Google Maps that I looked at when I looked at the park, it
No,
looked
I
like
think that might be north.
north.
We'll have to chat.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll just see once we go. Yeah, it's crazy, but work just doesn't stop.
What's it called? The Onyx?
Yeah.
Is it? It's not across the. Not across the.
Oh, maybe it's
river.
back over here, north end.
Oh, that's kind of far.
Yeah, but where you did it, it's only like a 10-minute walk.
Fenway's right here.
Yeah, it's only like a 10-minute walk.
You're definitely not in that area up there then.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see. That's what it looked like when I booked it.
Fenway's right there. Onyx.
Yeah, right here. Right here. One of these ones.
Oh, O-N-E-X?
No, O-N-Y-X. Right there, that bed. Onyx Boston downtown.
So my sister's place is
The opposite way?
right in this area.
Oh, nice. I wanted to go to there's like a Fenway bar that's like in the bottom of Fenway or in Fenway for dinner, but they're booked, I guess, the whole season.
Tough.
It's okay.
All right, well, let's jump into it. What's your top moment?
Yeah, it's my top moment last week. One of the top prospects, Hunter Dickinson, transferred to Kansas.
Yeah.
One of the big reasons we've talked about this, NIL money.
Did he come out and say that?
He came out on this podcast with Barstool Sports, and Jordan Bohannon said,
Wow.
basically posed the question. They didn't say exactly how much money he made, but he basically posed the question and said, would you change jobs if they gave you a $10,000 raise? And he said, that's what I'm doing. I'm being selfish and I'm taking that. So,
I mean, it makes sense.
there you go. Who do you think is the top NIL person in college right now?
In college?
Yep.
Right now?
Well, yeah, in NIL.
Well,
It's not college yet.
No, I know.
In college, we'll go past Bronny James. In college right now.
Louis Dunn.
Okay. Who do you think this other one is? The next one.
Are the Cavender twins still?
No, they're out of college. Nope.
Okay.
It's a guy.
I'm gonna go with Arch Manning.
Ooh, Arch Manning is right below Caleb Williams.
Dang.
Yep. So Caleb Williams is 2.6. Livy Dunn is 3.4.
Yep.
Bronny James is 6.1.
Oh, I thought last time I saw it was 7 something.
So it says
7.2
6.1. You know what's crazy is Caleb Williams, 277,000 followers, right? Livy Dunn, 11.3 million.
Yeah.
Bronny James, 12.9 million.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
yes, he's going to Kansas, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
It's crazy.
They usually have one good big guy.
Yeah, I mean they'll just have a bunch of good recruits that just fly in.
My top moment was they do actually have a lot of good transfers coming in. But anyways, my top moment was the NHL lottery happened.
Yep.
And so the Blackhawks won it. They were projected, I believe, the 3rd seed, like if everything went chalk. But they moved up to the 1st seed. The Ducks have the 2nd seed. Columbus is the 3rd seed, or the 3rd pick. And so that prompted me to see Connor Bedard's highlight tape.
Yeah, because he's going number 1.
Yeah, he's sick.
Well, he's like God's gift. They're
I know.
comparing him to being better than like Connor McDavid.
Yeah, he's
It's
the
like,
best prospect since McDavid is what
and
they say.
Sidney Crosby and all this stuff. Yeah, he's nasty. So here's my question to you. I didn't watch it. Obviously, just saw clips on social media.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that sports are rigged?
No.
Is there any chance that draft was rigged?
Well, I think the draft and sports being rigged are two different things.
So do you think sports are? Yes or no?
I think just sports in general.
Sports.
No.
Okay. Do you think the draft was, or could be tampered with?
More likely than sports.
Okay.
I mean, here's the deal. You always see cases where the bigger market teams seem to just magically be the number one pick.
Well, I think what's crazy about that, though, the
Or
point
like
is when you watch the
storylines.
clips, when they started announcing that it went from the 3 pick, nothing changed on the screen. They just announced it, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, the number 1 pick was already selected, Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah.
So maybe it was technical difficulties.
that was
kind of
just
weird.
a mess up by ESPN.
Yep, and then also the last game with who was it? An NHL game. The score was 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 40 seconds left. They put on the screen goal. They said
That
goal.
was the Bruins game.
Was it Bruins?
Yeah.
They said goal.
No, it was tie game, and
No, I thought they were down by 1 because then went into overtime and they lost.
yeah,
because they were on that.
3-2. Boston was winning.
Yeah, but so they went. It said goal.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds later, they scored.
Yeah, to tie it
Crazy.
in the last minute of the game.
Crazy. I don't think necessarily they're rigged, but I think it's, and I mean obviously other sports refs have come out and said whatever, but like I do think it is ironic sometimes where it's like for some games they'll have a spread be so crazy and that spread will literally hit on the dot, or it'll be like wow they just did something that the spread was affected, or the over under was affected by this. Speaking of over unders, well, are we talking bets today?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait then, because I have my worst beat of 2023.
Do we want to just get that out of the way quick? Cause
Yeah, we can go for it.
All right. So my record was 5-7-1 on NBA, and yours was 11-9-2
Yeah, and here's my point.
for NBA.
One of my twos, Lakers. I think it was Lakers Warriors.
That is the
Game 3. 227 is the over. Okay, 227. It's
flat number.
115 to 100 with 4 minutes and 32 seconds left.
Okay, what was the score?
120. It was like the spread was 2 points away. It was 217 or something. That was 2 points away.
Okay.
With 4 minutes left, and they brought in every single scrub possible. In 4 minutes, both teams combined scored 2 points. I pushed. I went to bed. I woke up the next day and saw that the final score was equal to 227, and it was a push.
They knew that you didn't.
4 minutes left, Chris.
They knew that you didn't stay up and watch it.
I'm not staying up to watch that trash.
You
Not
could have
watching,
stayed up to watch 4 points.
or I could have stayed up and watched 2. Watched probably the worst
Well, 2
basketball.
would have been push.
I did push.
No,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
know, but you would have gotten 2 more points, at least 1 more point, if
I just
you
don't
would have stayed up
understand
and
how.
watched.
I just don't understand how you don't score 4 points combined in 4 minutes. Just start hucking stuff up.
I mean, that's probably what they were doing, but they just don't make those.
Yeah, it's tough when you got Wayne Gabriel shooting threes and
Wenyan?
Malik Sleasley.
I mean, he should make some.
I didn't make him that day.
I'm sorry, David.
It's okay. It was one of my twos. It still was a push.
There we go.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about last night's Golden State?
What?
About how you had 2.5 and they won by 3. So I also pushed. That was worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario. Worst case. You have 3?
Lakers minus 3.
Oh, that's dumb.
That was literally the worst case scenario. I woke up, checked my phone, and it was like Lakers pull off the comeback or whatever. 104 to 101. I was like, minus 3, huh? Minus 3.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Huh. All right, well, let's go into Minnesota Minute.
Yeah, Minnesota Minute. Twins currently first place in the Central. Only a few games up. They're 19-16. They're currently playing the Padres, and then they play the Cubs coming up. Minnesota United lost to Vancouver. They're 3-3-4. They play Philadelphia coming up. Minnesota Vikings rookies report to camp. They have like a small little 3-day workout camp, so that'll be exciting.
Nice.
Gopher baseball, 2-1 against Michigan. They play Maryland coming up. They got 2 more series. Then Gopher softball swept Michigan. They're the number 3 seed in the Big Ten tournament this coming up weekend. And Minnesota Wind Chill Ultimate Frisbee team won their first game against Indianapolis, 23-21.
Bang.
They play on the 20th of May against Pittsburgh. Also, fun fact for you, there's a guy that works out at the YMCA who plays for the Wind Chill. I'll get you his name. He wears the jersey every time he's there.
Nice. Got
Yeah.
a rep.
Yeah.
Have you talked to him about it?
Not at all. He has massive calves,
Come
and
on,
he
David.
looks like a sprinter. And his
Well, you gotta
name
be fast.
is right here. Tanner Barkis.
Well, shout out Tanner Barkis.
Yeah.
What's his stats?
He got, I think that's what, PP? What is that?
I don't know.
3 blocks, 100% completion.
Plus minus, he's in the
1D.
positive.
Yeah. Hack percentage. He must be a defensive specialist. He's a decent tall guy, probably 6'3".
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I was looking at this.
22 PP.
I was
in
looking
20
at the game.
20 minutes.
Someone will have to let us know what all that stuff means. But I was looking at this game, and it's like, you look at both teams, their completion percentage was 96%. They only missed 10 Frisbee throws.
Well, the other team missed 12.
I know. The Hucks was 100%. So Hucks must be over a certain
Deep.
percentage.
Yeah, because we were only at 77.
Yeah. We had more blocks, though. It's usually what comes down to it, you know, and more break percentage. O-line conversion, D-line. Interesting. Someone will have to let us know.
Dang, so that's kind of crazy how they had 2 more turnovers and we had 2 more points. Like, that must be it.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the game.
Right there.
Oh, Indianapolis. They already lost 2 games.
Yeah, they lost to Pittsburgh, though, and that's who we play.
That's who we play next.
Yeah, so they're back. I think they play at Concordia St. Paul.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's what they played last year, at least.
Seafoam Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nice.
All right.
Super cool.
Well, good job,
Team.
fellas.
Yeah, good job, team.
Let's go beer and seltzer here, huh, David?
Yeah, we got the new. So these are White Claw Spirits.
Okay.
Vodka sodas. They're coming back with a remix. It says on here, the difference is clear. At White Claw, we're relentless in our passion to bring you unrivaled taste. A unique process to make a superior, smoother vodka soda made with the world's first triple wave filtered vodka.
Really?
And blended with real fruit and sparkling water to deliver a vodka soda of unparalleled refreshment. 2 grams of sugar. So do you think it's more now?
I hope it's... What?
Do you think it's going to have more taste because it
I
has
hope
more
it's
sugar?
better. I hope it's better.
It's pineapple flavor.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot to grab the bottle opener.
Literally asked him right before I said, I think we need a bottle opener. He goes, I think it's over here. Rookie. Last week's pineapple wasn't as good. Didn't we have pineapple? Oh no, that was
6-1 now. All right, beer we're going with today is from Boulevard Brewing Co. in Kansas City, Missouri. It's in a bottle today, and it is barrel aged Churro Grande, limited release in 2023. So you better get it quick, and we better enjoy it while we got it. It's an imperial brown ale with cinnamon and natural flavors.
So it's gonna be dark. It's 13% alcohol.
13.5%
13.5.
alcohol.
It's for Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, it's gonna be dark, isn't it?
I don't know. It'll be brown.
Oh my god.
You can just
Looks like oil.
you can see the thickness and alcohol
Literally looks like just straight
dripping out.
oil.
Of the-
Oh my Lanta. Oh, I'm taking this one because I do have to drive.
It's about the same.
Alright. Pineapple. They revamped their
Damn,
cans
that
too.
shit smells so cinnamony.
Made with triple wave filtered vodka.
Yeah, that's
What does that mean?
gotta be triple distilled.
Well, it still has carbonation, but I'll tell you this from the first sip, it definitely has pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has more flavor. Let's see.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually better.
It's better than what I remember the regular White Claw to be. I'll let you in on a little secret. I've had probably in my entire life, I've probably had for sure less than 10 White Claws in my entire life.
Okay.
It might honestly be less than 5.
Okay.
So how many did we do on here?
I think we've done 2.
2. We've done 2 on here. I know there's one other time I tried it and got probably about this much out of the can, and I just could not get it down. Just wasn't happening. So that's 3. And other than that, that might be the only times I've ever had White Claw. So I will say with full confidence, this is probably the best White Claw version of a drink that I've had ever.
This says that the first of its kind filtration process uses tremendous pressure equal to 3 30-foot waves to create a vodka with distinctive taste, aroma, and smoothness. There was change in the regulations that allowed them to do this.
Well, honestly, I think that they are figuring out something because I can smell it and I can taste it.
The Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Board, the TTB, required the spirit to be without, quote unquote, without distinctive character, aroma, taste, or color. So American vodka was engineered to be the same, neutral at best. I feel like this is just, I'm getting BS around here.
You're in the weeds.
Yeah.
Let's slither on out.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Decent. I mean, it's definitely a step up. There's definitely flavor. If you were going to do like a greater than sign, like flavor greater than carbonation.
The rest of the White Claws. Yeah, I think it's easily the best White Claw.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
That we've had. What are the other flavors that they got for this type of?
No idea. Probably a berry. I'll have to figure it out.
Vodka, soda, real juice, triple wave filtered vodka.
Distilled 5 times. That's crazy. Oh, it's an actual vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Like it comes in a vodka bottle.
Yeah, but we want to know vodka, White Claw, or White Claw spirits flavors.
Stilly. Why is that coming up?
That's a sponsor, or that's a ad.
So this is pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why this is loading? It's not giving me products.
Mm-hmm.
Buy now. Probably get fired tomorrow if we're going on this work computer. That's okay.
It's worth it.
Anything for the pod. It looks like this is. They have a lot. Look at this. The White Claw. They have White Claw vodka sodas. This one, the new one. They have the original ones. They have the Surf hard seltzers. They have the Surge hard seltzers. And they have the Refresher lemonade. And then they have Refresher iced tea.
Well, that's a lot.
We'll click on this. Okay, here they are.
Yeah.
Wild cherry, watermelon, peach. So pretty much the same flavors.
Which one do you think would be the best?
What were they again? I would probably say wild cherry. I think. But pineapple's good. I'm not a really big pineapple guy, but pineapple, this is solid.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, what are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 7-0.
Okay.
I would definitely have more than one of these. I think the packs are fine,
Mm-hmm.
or would be fine for me. I think the taste is there, so it has good taste. And to be honest, it's actually one of the smoother seltzers we've drank, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So 7-0. Flat.
Okay.
Narum.
I'm
Chris?
gonna give it a 6-7.
That's pretty good. So this is decent.
Yeah, it's decent.
Okay. It's
Um,
more than decent, I guess, but yeah.
no, yeah, it's pretty solid. I think that
You think pineapple would be the best flavor?
maybe.
Watermelon? Watermelon.
I think they could have chosen better flavors.
Yeah, watermelon just I've never had, I shouldn't say never. I can't remember the last time I had like a watermelon seltzer where I was like, yeah, watermelon.
Yeah.
And we like watermelon. We've talked about this. You used to be famous for cutting up watermelon.
We like actual watermelon, like the fruit.
Right, but I'm saying not drinks.
Watermelon flavored.
Right.
Yeah. But I think there's other seltzers I've liked better. But specifically compared to other White Claws, you can even compare it to like other Trulies and everything. We all know how I feel about those.
Right.
Like this one's definitely the best out of the like mainstream
original ones. The original ones, yeah.
Yeah, the mainstream brands.
Right, and I think White Claws finally, I mean, I know they were one of the first ones, but it's good to see that they're innovating. Like they have
the triple wave.
They have the lemonade, they have the surge, they have the surf, they have the iced tea. Is like they're trying to do something. Because I just feel like with Truly, all they do is just mix up like a few flavors, and they're still ass.
Mm-hmm.
They're still butt. Sorry.
No, they're still ass. We can say that because they're nasty. All right.
Decent.
Yep.
Decent score.
So now we're moving on.
Decent score. Get them in your local store by you.
Churro Grande.
Oh God.
Limited release Imperial Brown Ale.
Where is it from again?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The sniff, very cinnamony.
The taste, also very cinnamony. Oh my God. What the heck? It's not terrible. I'll say it's not terrible. But I will say this, and not even just because it's 13%, but like drinking one of these will put you on your backside if you had to. I mean, this is.
You can tell that there's a lot of alcohol.
It's strong and it's thick.
It's almost like on the scale of like getting close to a mixed drink of alcohol, like punch.
Yeah, it's definitely up there, and it's so cinnamony that it's like it almost tastes like a mixed drink like that.
Mm-hmm. Are you a wow?
Yeah, very good.
Very good score right there.
How do you think you become one of these people that?
I mean,
Whoa!
This is our 60th round. We should probably be on
start
that.
sending stuff out to people.
Are you a Fireball guy?
Like for shots.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I don't mix Fireball.
Do people mix Fireball with things?
I would say I don't mind a Fireball shot.
I think I've ever heard that.
I'm more of like a 1 to 2 Fireball shot guys because I just think it's too cinnamony. But I think it's better. I would take Fireball over like tequila. I think tequila's butt.
What's your favorite
vodka
shot?
I'm gonna say it.
You can pick any shot of like ones that would come in the shooters. What do you pick? Is Fireball up there?
Pause. There's a caveat. Is like Pink Whitney a shot?
Yeah, 100%.
Then I would take
that
that
was my
100%.
choice. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about it, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, vodka. But then I was thinking like, no, that's for
Pink
sure.
Whitney a shot.
I mean, but there's the thing about the Pink Whitney
100%.
where it's like vodka, but it's already got the lemonade. Like most of the time, if you just get a vodka shot, it's like just the vodka, then you chase it. Like Pink Whitney, you don't need to chase.
No, not at all.
I haven't had Pink Whitney in a minute.
Well, I got some over there if you want some.
Yeah,
to wash down this.
It's a Tuesday.
Fireball
I don't know
shot.
how that would be with this, to be honest.
No, instead of.
Oof. Truthfully,
I'm not a big Fireball guy, so it's making it tough.
Yeah, it's tough. And I'll say this right now: I don't know who drinks these on a daily basis or who drinks these in general. But like now that you're mentioning it, like it's hard to get down.
Do you think that if you were a Fireball shot guy, you would enjoy drinking this?
You're talking like an advocate for Fireball.
Yeah, like if you're like, oh yeah, I can't wait for tailgates where we're just passing around the Fireball bottle.
I think you might like it. It still is, I think, fairly difficult to get down. I'll say that, in my opinion. Like truthfully, like every time I've taken a sip, it's been like, ooh.
All right, so you have this bottle.
Okay.
It's yours.
Okay.
How much do you think, like, point on the bottle, how much do you think you could get down in a 30-minute span?
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Probably like to the top of the label. If not to...
Yeah, if it starts at...
Right here. I'm saying right here. So that would be what, a half?
You're saying right here?
A little bit up. So like this label. See this little sticker thing? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm literally saying half.
Yeah.
Then I would actually hate every second of it.
I don't know if I could get that far. That sounds aggressive.
Yeah, it's very aggressive.
Like you'd have to take just a little sip and then just do something.
Dude,
Get your mind off.
It's almost like you're taking shots.
Yeah.
And I don't know shots, what their ABV or what their whatever is, or alcohol, whatever. Like if you take a shot, like 30 proof, does that mean it's like the equivalent to like a 30? Like on this scale too? I don't know how that all works.
I don't know comparing
Like you can't really compare, right?
hard alcohol to beer
Yeah,
percentages.
right. I'm just saying this is, my score would probably reflect it, but it's just not it. Limited time. Don't pass it up, or do pass it up.
All right, what do you got?
2-4. It's my lowest score I'll ever probably give.
Wow.
I think it's awful, dude. I can't even drink it. Like I took the first sip and I had to wince it down.
You got more down than me.
I know it's bad.
I'm giving it 2-1.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's
I wish. Here's the thing. I wish, like truthfully, because I don't think a lot of people would ever go out and buy this,
no.
and it also has limited time. But
I think it's
just,
also like $6 to $7 for this bottle.
Right. Well, shoot, it would take you 3 days to drink the whole thing.
Yeah. You want to save this for next week?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I almost wanted it to just us pour a little bit and then save that half the bottle and give it to other people and see what they could suck it down.
You can't save this.
No, not at all. It's like one of those things. It's terrible.
That's just is what it is.
Yeah. So don't waste your money. Stay home. Don't even think about it.
And if you drink the whole thing, you should also probably stay home because it's 13.5%.
Right. And it's just not good. I'm sorry.
All right, let's see. 6-0 for me, 7-0 for Dave on the White Claw. Or sorry, 6-7 for me, 7-0 for Dave.
Yep.
For the White Claw Seltzer, pineapple. And 2-1 for me, 2-4 for Dave.
Yeah.
On the Churro Grande.
So bad.
From Boulevard Brewing
So
Co.
bad. So bad.
Yeah, tough one.
That's so bad. That was exciting.
All right.
Cinco de Mayo.
Well, that's what they call
Stick
it.
to margaritas. Don't go Churro Grande on us.
Yeah, what are they calling that, David, these days?
That's what they call a review.
Nice.
So, wow, that was so bad.
All right. Let's talk NBA playoffs.
I have a question for you.
All right. Lay it on me.
Well, it's not really a question, but it was more one of our avid fans, Blake Primer,
Okay.
who we still owe you a t-shirt. Don't worry, we haven't forgot about you. But, if not two. But he messaged me on Twitter, and he sent me a clip, or not a clip, it was like a screenshot of D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this. And
I
don't know, somebody must have asked or something, and his response to the question was, I'm like, Minnesota held me back. The T-Wolves held me back.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
I feel like we gave him a lot of freedom. A lot of freedom.
we did give him a lot of freedom. We also kind of rode with him when he was playing with us.
Yeah.
But I think that as time went on, we kind of adjusted how we played him based off of how he was doing.
Right.
Like,
So,
if he was
playing
playing bad, there was zero chance we were going to win.
Right. But I also think it was one of those things, like, for him, what was so crazy is, like, it's crazy to think, but there was so many times I can remember, like, we would be down, like, 1 or 2 weeks, the momentum would change to us, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, D'Lo comes down and pulls up for 3. Brick.
And granted, there was times that
He made them.
that he played well for it. Like, specifically, I'm thinking playing game.
Yeah.
Very good. He's
I did-
basically the reason why we won that game.
Yeah, and
2 years ago.
2 years ago against the Clippers, I think. And I think the difference is, too, when you think about him or, like, with him, what makes it hard is, like, he's such a streaky shooter. Like,
Yeah.
he's such a
When
hot and
he's
cold that
on,
if he's
he's
hot,
on.
he's going to keep pulling. But I just also, like, he's lazy on defense.
Terrible
Defender. So if he's not shooting well, then you just have less sympathy for him because you're like, okay, this guy is.
And he's also not a very good, like, he was playing a point guard role, but he was very bad at the point guard role.
He was a point guard. He was a 2.
He doesn't try and assist his teammates or get them in positions to do well.
Right.
He's trying to score.
Yeah. And
So
like you said, some
that
games he would
part's not
score
good.
a lot, so it was fine. But there's a majority of games where it was like, all right.
Yeah. It's also kind of a tough look when those quotes come out and then literally like the next game or the game after it, He's just like not even playing in the last 5-6 minutes of the game in
Yeah.
a close game.
Well, I think the next game they showed, and it was like 4 points, 2 rebounds.
That was
3
last night.
assists. Yeah, it was like he was
Monday.
terrible. Yeah, it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night. Yeah,
And granted, like Lonnie Walker was doing unheard of things
100%.
compared to what his expectations were.
But for
But
a guy getting paid that much money, he should be a decent player. Like he should play 20 to 30 minutes.
even so, he didn't play at the end of when we were playing them
Heck
in the
no.
playing game. He didn't
No,
even
he's
play
not reliable.
at the
He
end.
stinks at defense. You can't rely on him.
Right.
He's literally so bad at defense. But I wanted to get your thoughts because I saw that tweet and I was like, also, just keep your mouth shut.
Tough
Like, dude,
one.
you're not great. Just keep your mouth shut.
I mean, and also somebody put up the stats that he's had since he's been on the Lakers and when he was with Minnesota last year,
Yeah.
and literally almost the exact same. It's like averaging 17 point something points, averaging like 4 or 5 assists,
Yeah.
averaging like 3 rebounds. So it's almost literally the exact same on his stats, and so it's just
I
kind
just
of
think
like,
it's
wait a
crazy
minute.
for a starting point guard, especially like you look at like Timberwolves or whatever, and you play a decent amount of the game to only have 4 or 5 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of crazy to me. But
Well, that was never his,
that's what I'm saying.
Focus.
Yeah, 100%.
but I don't know.
He also was. I mean, from the get go, you knew what you were getting. He wore number 0 in college because he told people 0 people could guard him. Granted, at Ohio State, he was very good, but it's like
Yeah,
that's
true.
who you're getting.
Mm-hmm. But
So,
all right, what do we got? Heat are up 3-1 on the Knicks. A little bit surprising, but I guess not too surprising.
No, not too surprising, but I also think. I mean, here's the difference. Like you look at it, like they beat the Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
arguably, or was the number 1 overall seed. So it's like obviously one of the
They
best
were
teams.
the number 1 overall seed. Yes.
So it's like they can beat anyone, and I also think the Knicks are a lot easier to beat than the Bucks. Like the Heat are a decent team. Like Jimmy's playing unreal. Bam Adebayo's good.
Mm-hmm.
Even without Hero, like guys are stepping up. But like the difference is with the Heat, like their defense is good. They play solid defense.
They do play good.
So it's like if they're scoring a little bit, their defense is solid. And the Knicks had the same thing in the first round with the Cavaliers. They just don't score. They go through games where they just don't score. So it's like, in my opinion, it's like, could the Heat make it to the championship? I don't know. Potentially, I guess you could say. I mean, they should beat the Knicks either whether it's game 5 or game 6.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I don't know. It's just as hard. I just think that series, the Heat have kind of shown like, hey, we're just a better team.
Yeah, they're just kind of going along with it. The game that they lost, Jimmy didn't play.
Right, and they only lost by like what, 6? Yeah,
Yep.
6.
So we'll see if the Knicks can get something going, but you don't like their chances on getting even and forcing a game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing showed you that would make you think that that's going to happen.
Right,
So
and I think that it's the hardest part is because like when you look at that series, like if the Heat advance, they're gonna have to either play the Celtics or the Sixers, who would you be like, oh well, the Celtics Sixers ideally should just smoke them. But then we also thought about that with the Bucks, where we were like, okay, 4 or 5 games, Bucks should smoke them. And obviously, like we talked about this, Giannis's injury played a big part, but it's still like the same thing. It's like at this point, does the seeding even really matter?
I think it does a little bit,
Yeah.
but I think that it's not. I wouldn't quickly dismiss how much Giannis's injury and missing those games while the Heat were picking up momentum in that series
Yep.
meant to the Heat eventually winning the series.
Right. Okay. That's fair. Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
You got Celtics 76ers. We got game 5 on in the background. 2-2 going into game 5
Yeah.
currently.
Sixers look good.
Are winning.
Sixers look good, and I think the difference is the Sixers look good because they're kind of also just bullying it around.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think the difference is with what makes it hard is like the Celtics, like Tatum, the last few games has not shot well. I think tonight he's like 4 of 18.
Yeah.
And he's not going to stop shooting. I don't think he should stop shooting. But even game 3, he had or game 4 in the first half, he had like 2 points.
Yeah, it's gonna affect their ability to win the game. That's for sure.
Right. So I don't know. I think whoever wins that should have a good chance. James Harden is officially back. They're
Yeah.
just playing
Who do you
solid.
think's gonna win the series? You still
I
say
still
Boston?
think it's Boston.
Really?
Yeah, I think Boston will figure it out.
You think they're gonna win Game 5 here?
No, I think they'll have to win it in Philly, and then they'll come home and then they'll win it.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, over to the West. We got the Nuggets, 1 seed. They are tied with Phoenix, 2-2. Got Game 5 tonight, so we'll know where we're looking at for Thursday night. It'll be 3-2 Denver or 3-2 Phoenix.
yeah, I think it's crazy when you look at this series because and obviously playing in Denver is different. Like it's just different
Why?
with the elevation, with everything like that, and it's also different. Just I think the away games now versus the home games, like a lot of teams are showing weaknesses, like the Suns. The Suns in the 2 away games have scored 107 and 87. So about an average of like 95 to 97. At home, they scored 121 and 129. The problem with the Suns, not necessarily a problem, but the thing with the Suns is like easier said than done. But if you stop if you stop KD or you stop Devin Booker and don't let them get 30 to 40, you will have a better chance to win. And that's their issue, but
Tough
that's
ask.
also, exactly. It's a very tough ask. Especially now, Chris Paul not coming back for Game 5, but potentially could come back Game 6, 7. Definitely helps, but at the same time, it's hard because it's just like they score at will when those two are hot.
Yep.
They don't play a lot of defense, but they score at will.
It'll be interesting to see the counter that Denver puts on with, because last game, all they did was let Devin Booker and KD figure out,
Yeah.
create stuff for all the other people that were just ready to shoot.
Right. Well, I think that's what you kind of have to do. I think they're both just such dynamic playmakers that it's like.
Can score whenever
And,
they
I mean,
want.
and both of them can get their shot whenever they want too. That's the difference.
Especially KD.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be top 2, 3 best scorers / hardest people to guard in the NBA, if not number 1. I mean, he literally can get a shot whenever he wants.
No, I would say he's number 1.
Yeah. So
I
I was
thought-
giving you an
I
option
thought-
to think about it, but then I was like, he's probably number 1.
No,
he's
I-
7 feet tall and can move.
I thought you were going with top 2 to 3 like ever.
Well, I don't really. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me. I always get in that, like, when people debate, like, the older style versus this style, where it's like, okay, Michael Jordan, yes, his stats were elite. How would Michael Jordan do in today's game? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
hard
but I think
for,
that you can definitely put him in the conversation of, like, best scorer. He can
Yeah.
literally score wherever and however he wants, and he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
So-
I think just his frame and his ability to score has to put him in that conversation, no doubt.
Yeah, so
He's
I'd say-
7 foot tall that can stretch it out and can dribble.
Yeah, I'd say top 3, definitely.
Yeah. So
All right, then the last one, you got Lakers, Warriors. Lakers are up 3-1. Is it over?
yeah, we said this. We've talked about this off air. I said if the Golden State doesn't win Game 4, it's going to be very difficult to win this series.
You think the Lakers are going to win Game 5? Or you think
Uh,
they'll have to do it in
I think
Game
they'll have
6?
to do it at home. Also, pause. Probably one of the worst takes by a ESPN person
What's
was
that?
Max Kellerman said that Lakers should rest their starters Game 5. He said, isn't that a thought? Well, in the MLB, you rest a starting pitcher maybe 1 or 2 more days. Dog, if you can win it in Game 5, you're going to win it in Game 5. Because then you get more of a break after that.
Then everybody gets a break.
Also, if you play your scrubs and you lose Game 5, and then for some reason the Golden State gets hot and beats you, now you got to go back and play Game 7.
Yeah.
Like at this point,
At Golden State.
which they've been very, very good. The hardest part about it is, at this point in the playoffs, I don't think you ever rest a guy unless he's hurt.
Right.
Like even the thing, it's like they had some debate about like, oh, should they rest Embiid? If Embiid can play, we need to win now. You can rest when the season's over.
Yeah, you can rest when.
And guess what? You
win
can
the
rest during the
series.
regular season next year. Who cares?
You can win. You can rest when you win the series, or you can rest when your season's over.
Right. It's like, it was the worst take, and he actually stood by it. And I don't know if it was just because of TV. Good for him if it was. But like, no. I'm sorry. You just
Yeah,
can't
but
rest
those-
guys.
But those takes are the stupidest ones because it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you're literally saying that. Maybe you drew the short straw before the show and had to be the one that brought it up.
Yeah.
But that's the stupidest take that nobody should ever even think about.
Yeah, but also at the same time, even if you drew the short straw, like, just still at the same time, just say, oh no, I don't agree with this. I'm just gonna go my own way. Who gives a shit
but
if
you say that, then bringing it up originally makes no sense.
No, that's the thing is he brought it up, so I don't even think he drew the straight. I don't even think he drew the small straw. I think he literally thought that, and so he brought it up, and everyone was just like, no.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, terrible.
Would never do that.
Also, talking about NBA, let's get to our last point. All defensive team was named.
Yeah.
Obviously, one noticeable name, if you'd like to mention it, was not on first team or second team.
Well, who was on the first team, David?
Okay, so first team was Alex Caruso, Drew Holiday, Jaren Jackson Jr., Brooke Lopez, Evan Mobley.
Yep. Second
team, Bam Adebayo, OG Anunoby, or something, I don't even know how to say his name. Anunoby. That's crazy that there's that many syllables because his name is spelled like that. Anunoby.
Anunoby. Noby.
Yeah, but when is a U? Is an A.
What?
An like when you say I feel like that's not a U.
What about, huh?
I guess. Just seems way different. And then shitty Dylan Brooks, Draymond Green, and Derek White. As we've seen also with the same thing with Derek White. Well, Peyton Pritchard's playing. That's bad. I just don't get it. I don't get what we're looking at. I don't get it. Like, and I know it's probably like all of a sudden, like we talked about this before, like it's probably one of those things where like, okay, these 5 guys were at some point during the season named like, oh, here are the top 5 front runners for defensive team. Oh, well, we're just that's what they're. This is the defensive team. Like, Jaden McDaniels is literally only good for defense. Let's be honest. He's very good at defense.
He started to figure out
shooting, but he's known for defense.
Once we traded D'Lo,
he's known for defense. Not even first team or second team.
Yeah, not a good look for them.
I just don't understand. Like, Alex Caruso, I guess, what? Like, Jaren Jackson Jr., I guess all defensive team means you foul out 48% of the games.
Yeah, but he won the Defensive Player of the Year, so he's going to be on first team.
No, I get that. But what's I just want to know the parameters.
Let's see. All right, so this site, Crafted NBA, has the best defenders in the NBA.
Based on what?
Based on a combination of whatever this means. I don't know.
I just don't get it.
These ratings.
So he's not even on there.
Yeah, but like, look at this. This proves my point from when we talked about it before. Literally. Okay, somehow Alex Caruso's the top. I don't know that. But then you got Brooke Lopez center, Rudy center, Draymond power forward, Jaren Jackson Jr. power forward, Jokic center, Davis center, Embiid center, Nurkic center, Steven Adams center, Mobley power forward, Giannis power forward, Pirtle center, Larry Nance Jr. center. So literally of the top 14, there's one player that's not a power forward or center. Probably because they're taking into account defensive rebounding being
defensive stats.
Super important for defensive stats.
And like blocks is huge. Yeah, I don't know. Jaren Jackson Jr. only won the overall defensive player of the year by 3 points over Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's stupid.
I just don't get it.
There's been a lot of people that have been saying that it's basically a popularity contest.
Yes. It's always been. And I don't know. I truthfully don't know, and I don't understand what people or these big time markets, maybe it's just the size of the market, but like what they have against Minnesota. Like the disrespect in Minnesota is so crazy compared to other sports teams and other stuff like that. Maybe it's a little biasy, but it's like Kirk gets slandered. He went to the Pro Bowl. He gets slandered. It's like the only guy that everyone loves is Justin Jefferson, but it's like, it's crazy to me. The slander of every sport is so real in Minnesota. Maybe it's because we
so
stink in the
apparently,
playoffs.
so Derek White had 76 blocks, which was first among guards.
Wow.
Contested 2-point shots.
Yeah. What are we doing now? What are we looking at? Dribbles? I mean, what are we doing?
Field goal differential.
Also, how do people get these stats?
And defensive rating.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, how do you get these stats?
So apparently Caruso had the best defensive rating as a guard.
Yeah, so I guess there you go. But I'm saying, like, how do you get these, like, defended 2-point shots? So someone is tracking all that stuff during the games.
All right, so let's see here. Defensive rating.
Terrible.
Okay, so Derek White's defensive rating, 107.2. Jaden McDaniels, 115.1.
Yeah, I don't get it. I never will get it.
Decent. That's way better.
100%. But they don't play the same position.
Correct, that's the issue.
Right. So
But I do
just grab more rebounds.
But I do think that prompts changing the, like, I thought that I can't remember if somebody had just like brought it up and was like, this needs to change, or it was actually something with some power behind it. But it's like, it makes no sense why the all NBA teams, why the all defensive teams, why the all-star game voting is still separated by positions, because half of the main players in the NBA play 10 different positions. Not 10, because obviously there's only 5 spots, but
yeah, I agree with that.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, you look at LeBron, okay, is he going to be a point guard? Is he going to be a power forward? Is he going to be a small forward? Like, what's his natural position? Probably small forward.
Yeah, but I think the hardest part with that is it's also like, you have to put some value on the positions, because it's like, if you're just talking All-Star game, well, I think the All-Star games too. The NBA All-Star games going to be gone in like 3 years. There's going to be no more. They're going to do some games like they do with the NFL because it's terrible. So then, but the problem is, like, if you don't do a position and it's already based solely just off of who likes who, it's like, it's just as like, I don't think they want a bunch of big men, and it puts more emphasis on like, okay, well now it's just a favorites game. Like, they're not going to, you have to do, especially I guess if you're talking defensive teams or whatever, you have to do position wise. You have to. Because it has to be like a starting 5.
Yeah, but
because then, like you said, it would be all centers and power forwards. And Rudy doesn't deserve to be that. Why would Rudy? He was the 3rd on that rank.
No, I know. I don't think they. In my opinion, I think they always overvalue defensive rebounding. I've said it since day one.
So maybe if they did positions, or took away positions, they would also have to just figure out what they're going to actually calculate. Because, like you said, if they didn't, it would always be centers and power forwards.
Obviously, defensive rebounds are going to go to
the big guys
more times than not, because they're closer to the basket.
And at this point in time in the NBA, nobody boxes out, so it just happens to fall in people's hands.
Yeah.
Like, every game, like, you look at these centers that were probably on that, they're probably averaging around 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
Probably, if not more. Like Nurkic, just for
probably
sure.
About 8.
8 to 10.
8 plus.
8 plus, yeah. 8's at the low. Yeah, it's crazy. But that's my whole debacle on that. I think it's stupid.
Very stupid. All right, that's enough NBA for the day.
Yeah.
All right, let's just focus on Big Ten SEC.
Football?
Yeah.
Yeah, football. Well, the reason we're doing this because the over-unders came out
of wins
for the season. Schedules came out
for teams, for individual teams.
Yep. And so the over-unders came out, as well as the schedules obviously came out. So yes, we are going to talk about Big Ten and the SEC.
Yep. All right, let's do Big Ten first.
Also, reminder to people who don't really follow that much, USC is not coming over yet. That's next year.
And
UCLA.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, so that's next year.
2024.
Yep.
All right, so the lines for win totals for the Big Ten teams. You have Michigan and Ohio State at 10.5. Penn State at 9.5. Wisconsin at 9. Iowa at 7.5. Maryland at 7. Illinois and Minnesota at 6.5. Nebraska at 6. Michigan State, Purdue at 5.5. Indiana and Northwestern at 3.5. And Rutgers is so bad they don't even have an over/under.
What?
I don't know.
That is so disrespectful. That actually is beyond disrespectful. Just put them at 3.5 like the other trash teams in the conferences.
No odds.
That's crazy.
Maybe they have no odds currently.
Yeah, I guess maybe they're still trying to figure out how bad. Yeah.
Probably at some point they have to give them odds.
You would.
Or maybe it's just so low that they don't want to put it at like.
Yeah, but just put it at 3.5.
They don't want to put it at 2, and then it's like, okay, well everybody's gonna pick. I don't know what I would pick.
I mean, here's the thing about them. Like, I guess here's the thing.
They should beat
Temple.
They should beat Wagner.
And Wagner. So that's your 2.
So
it should be 2.5.
Put it at 2.5.
They won 1. They were 4-8 last year. A little bit tougher schedule probably this year, but still 4-8.
I mean, look at that. They're gonna win 1,
2, potentially 3. Northwestern's bad.
Yeah, but I don't see that.
Okay. Northwestern was 1-11 last year.
Damn, that is so bad. That is so bad.
That's what I'm talking about.
Holy
the disrespect.
moly.
The team went 1-11 and they still have better odds than you. That's disrespectful. Unless they just don't have a season.
It's true.
So.
All right. So we got Michigan and Ohio State both at 10.5. Where are they in the East?
Yeah, they're both in the East last year. Michigan 13-1, obviously made it to the Final Four. Ohio State 11-2.
And that was their first
also
loss.
made it to the Final Four. Lost to Georgia.
Michigan's first loss was in the playoffs.
Yep.
Ohio State's second loss.
It was in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Which one do you like better out of those two?
I'm actually gonna. Well, I think they have to play each other.
They do.
And here's the thing. I'll say this:
every year.
the last 3 years, and they always play each other at the last game. The last 3 years, Ohio State has lost to Michigan.
2.
Last 2 years, potentially 3 years. If they lose this year to Michigan, this will be the 3rd year if they lose.
Oh, so the last 2 years, if this year.
Yeah, if this year. If they lose this year to Michigan, I think Ryan Day's out.
You think?
I'm serious. Yep, I'm serious. I think Ryan Day is out.
Man.
Unfortunately, I think he's out.
He's lost a total of like 6 games.
Doesn't matter. You got to beat Michigan. That's the one game of the schedule that matters. Because if you lose to Michigan at the end, you're potentially not going to make it to the Final Four.
They made it last year.
They did because they got lucky because Alabama was ass. And Tennessee, starting quarterback, tore his ACL.
I don't know, dude. They've
I think he's
lost
out.
like 6 games the last 3 years total.
Doesn't matter. I'm telling you. Right now, if they lose to Michigan in the final game, watch out.
So if
I think it'll be their only loss though.
If they're undefeated and they go into that game, lose, you still think he's out?
Yep.
Wow.
They won't make the Final Four.
Oh man.
I do think they'll win 11 games though.
Do you think Michigan will?
I think both teams will.
Okay.
So I think both teams will win over 10.5. Yes.
What about Penn State? 9.5. That's pretty high too. They got to play both of those teams.
Penn State's good. Penn State's very good, and
I mean, shoot, you
what is
start
it,
with a
9.5
lot
or
of
something?
wins. Yeah, 9.5.
Yeah, but here's the thing: so you go win, win.
Illinois.
At Illinois, yes. I would take Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State will win.
That's what I'm saying. I'm counting the wins. 10.
That's over.
Yeah.
Then what happens if they beat Michigan or Penn State? Or Michigan or Ohio State? That's 11.
Yeah, I think over. I think the only time potentially game would be Michigan at home is a scary game for Michigan. I think Penn State is probably one of the hardest places to go to and play.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe that'll be the whiteout game. That would be nasty.
Yeah, do you remember have you ever seen the clip of where it's like, I think it's against Michigan. And
literally
it's so loud that
first play of the game.
Yeah, they couldn't
delay
hear.
game.
Yeah, they couldn't hear, yeah.
It's like, bruh, first play of the whole game?
Yeah.
You literally just ran from the sideline.
Yeah.
What happened?
Right. Tough.
The other one that a lot of people were questioning, Wisconsin, 9. I've seen it as high as 9.5.
Yeah, I don't think not. I mean, even if it's, I think they're going to win 7 games again.
Really?
Maybe 8. 8 max.
Wow.
8 max, so I'm taking the under on 9. I think Wisconsin.
Go to them.
Wisconsin's ass. I hate Wisconsin too. I think they're terrible. I think potentially, hear me out.
I mean, they start easy.
At Washington State,
Yeah.
watch, I'm just saying, potentially. So you have 1, 2,
What's
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. 8. I think 8. The reason they're 9 is because their schedule is pretty easy. They'll lose to Ohio State, they'll lose potentially to Iowa, and they'll lose to the Gophers.
Washington State's over-under is 8.5.
Yeah, so I think Washington State's decent, and it's at home. Washington State loves to throw the ball. Wisconsin loves to run the ball. If they have to get into a
No,
throwing
but they're
match-
changing their whole offensive scheme. They're going to be throwing it.
Wisconsin?
Yes.
Because this kid?
Because of the new coach and the new quarterback.
Badgers at home.
They got a good
So
running back.
Badge.
They got new coach, new quarterback. They're going to be throwing it, dude.
I guess we'll see. I don't think. This is Braylon Allen?
Hmm?
No way. No, it's wide receiver Marcus Allen. I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
he was supposed to be. I think that's the guy that transferred from USC.
Yeah. I don't
If
still
I'm not
think-
mistaken.
I'll still take the under.
What else shocks you? Gophers 6.5 over under.
Over.
I've heard that 7.5. Stay away. 6.5
6.5 is fine. I think
You
they'll win
take it.
7 games.
from our.
Here's the thing.
Gopher insider
Nebraska.
Josh Suchi.
Nebraska win. Eastern Michigan win. North Carolina loss.
Loss.
Northwestern win.
Mhm.
Louisiana win.
It's 4.
Michigan loss.
4-2.
Let's see. At Iowa, probably a loss.
4-3.
Michigan State win.
5-3.
Illinois at home win.
6-3.
At Purdue loss. At Ohio State loss. Home against Wisconsin win. That's 7. That's how you
Doesn't give you a lot of confidence on the room to maneuver there.
Not at all.
I think
You're gonna have to beat a team on the road though. You're gonna either have to beat Iowa on the road, which is tough,
I think,
or you're gonna have to
you
beat Purdue on the
Yeah,
road.
you gave Purdue a win or
A loss.
Like Purdue to win to beat the Gophers.
Right.
That's the one game that is potentially a flipper.
Yes, 100%. And I still think Wisconsin at home is still a flipper. It's always gonna be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Yeah, but you don't like to leave it to
this
the
is
last
gonna be
game
a
of the.
tough game.
Yeah, we're gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
You don't
next
like
game.
to leave the win-loss
To the last game.
up in the air to the last game, especially facing your rival.
I think potentially too. I will say this: potentially at Iowa.
Yeah, but we haven't beaten them in a bajillion
At
years.
Iowa, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, here's the thing: it'll be an interesting year. I think.
It's
See what happens. You're obviously losing a huge factor in Mo,
Yeah.
and obviously now it's a for sure changing of the guards without Tanner, which it kind of started to be.
But I think
anyways
it'll be
last year.
okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine too. I think the offense will change. I just think you kind of have to have weapons, and you got to just. It'll be interesting to see what PJ does though, because it's like with Mo, you could literally they ran it first down every time,
Yeah.
and then second
Thank
down.
God that's changing because that shit is boring.
Right, it has to. I mean, it has to change because it's like all these teams now. It's like, dude, you got to live and die by the quarterback. So
Yeah.
I do think
I
Minnesota.
think we got a decent one.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
It's kind of weird to see Purdue's over/under so low, 5.5.
Yeah, I think Purdue lost a lot of guys though.
I think
and,
they lost their coach, didn't they?
I don't know if Purdue's coach is the same.
No, I think he's different.
Oh, you're saying different?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was announced as the 37th head coach.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's always
He's
hard for a
from-
first year. Grandview High School,
Where's he from?
LA. Defensive coordinator, Missouri Tigers, and Illinois. Fighting Illini. Looks like that's a picture of Illinois.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Because Braum went somewhere else. Jeff Braum, that guy. Where's he at? Louisville. Louisville. How
You
you
went
say
to Louisville?
How you say Louisville?
Louisville.
Louisville.
No, you're not from there. You
That's
can't
how.
just
That's
say
how
it.
you say it.
You're not
University
from
of Louisville.
No, you're not from there. You can't say it like that.
Give me one.
Louisville.
No.
I'm not from there.
Come
I'm
on.
not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna disrespect that.
Give a little something.
Nope. Can't.
Louisville.
I hate people that say Louisville. It's like, oh, you're
Well, that's the
disgusting.
worst one.
Yeah.
Give me.
No,
give
can't.
me
Sorry,
one.
Nard. Sorry.
Give me one.
Maybe once the season starts, we'll talk about
Louisville.
Louisville.
Gosh.
Louisville.
All right, let's go to the SEC here. All right, breakdown. Georgia 11.5, Alabama 10.5, Tennessee, LSU 9.5. We got the trio of Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M 7.5, South Carolina 6.5, as well as Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi State, and Auburn, all at 6.5.
Here's a question for you: Does this over and a half is just regular season?
No, I think it's overall.
Really? It's overall.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. I think it's just regular season. Can't be including the bowl game, right?
For the 2023 season.
Interesting.
Okay, so we're at Florida 5.5, Vanderbilt 3.5. By far the lowest, 3.5. All right, let's start at the top. Georgia 11.5, Alabama 10.5.
Well, the reason I ask if it's the whole thing is because you'll play 13 games in a season, and if you make it to a bowl game, that's an ease. That's like or if you make it to the national play, like they were 15-0 last year. So if it's only for if it's only for regular season, it only gives them a 1 game here and there. Where it's like if you play in whatever, if you play in a bowl game, you get an extra chance, which seems different, but.
Well,
I mean, either way, I think Georgia's going over. Georgia's schedule's cake. They have 1 hard game literally at Tennessee. That's literally their hardest game.
yes, they do have a very easy schedule.
Very easy schedule. Like, so easy. So I would say, even if it's not more than regular season, I'm taking the over. I don't think they'll lose a game again. I just don't. They had every single guy on their defense get drafted.
Yes, they did.
Every single player that started for them was drafted into the NFL draft. They're just different. They're different. Granted, new quarterback, Stetson Bennett. Go. So I'm taking
so it just says you are betting on the total number of wins an NCAA football team will have for the 2023 season. That's everything. That's all the games that they
Well,
have.
then I think that's an easy over.
For Georgia?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they'll go to the college football playoff again. And I think they'll win the first game.
That would be...
Like I said, they only have 1 hard game at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally their hardest game.
Yes, I like that bet quite a bit.
Yeah, I think they'll be very good again this year.
Okay, what about like the next tier? You got basically Alabama 10.5, Tennessee, LSU at 9.5 each.
Dude, I don't know about Alabama.
You don't think they're gonna have a bounce back year?
I don't know. I think from what I've seen in the the spring stuff, like their quarterback,
Who is their quarterback?
he's that big guy, and then they brought in a recruit.
A super fast guy?
Yeah, the super fast guy that can't throw a football. He's just a monster dude.
Yeah, he's very fast though.
I know, but you have to play Texas, okay? Which is going to be a neutral site game. At Texas A&M, tough place to play. You obviously have to play LSU at Auburn. Like their schedule is tough.
Mm-hmm.
They did not get any favors, and so I think Alabama will win 10 games this year.
Really under?
Yeah. See, it's so hard though. I think they'll win 10 games, and then I think they'll win their bowl game. That's 11.
That's true. That's why they do it.
Yeah, I would say. I don't know. That's tough.
I think LSU might go over.
What is LSU's?
9.5.
Yeah, I think LSU's a solid team. They won.
Click
10.
on LSU. Let's see their schedule.
Okay,
I mean, they won 10 games last. They won 10 games
so Florida
last year.
State's not bad. Neutral site probably.
1,
At Ole
2,
Miss is tough.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9 right here. You missed one in here, but that would be 9.
9.
Yeah, that's tough. It's
Plus
good.
bowl games, 10.
Yeah.
But you don't like to be right around the 9 to 10 with a 9.5.
Especially actually depending on a bowl game because their whole team could sit out if they wanted to.
That's true.
So
Don't like that. What about the middle section? Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M at 7.5. We're looping in. Let's just stick to the 7.
Texas A&M is so crazy to me. Like they were one of the best recruiting classes, like
Yeah, but I thought they lost some guys.
Then they lost some guys. But I'm just saying, like, they were supposed to be the best recruiting class. Jimbo Fisher obviously getting paid a lot of money. It just blows my mind because it's like they're supposed to always be good. They won 5 games last year.
That's really bad.
They were 2-6 in the SEC. I mean, and I know their quarterback was trash, but like, 5 games?
Do they have a better quarterback this year?
I don't even know, to be honest. I think their name is what's getting them that, but 7.5 is not a lot.
Not that much, no.
And you have to have a bounce back year, to be honest, if you're them.
Yeah, they have to be better.
But here's the thing about it. It's like, even if they don't, like, the problem is the buyout for Jimbo Fisher is so high still,
right,
that it's like it's not even worth buying him out. You're just wasting a ton of money.
Have to keep him.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I don't know. I think 7.5. It's just right around that number. It seems like that's obviously the middle tier, and I just don't think they're good enough to get past one of these other teams. Like, I don't think they can beat Alabama. I think when they play Arkansas, when they play all these teams, like, they're going to be good games.
Yeah. Are they in, they're in Alabama?
So they got to go at Miami. That should be probably okay. They get home against Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn. So that's decent. They get those home.
Yeah, but...
And I think they have to go to Tennessee.
Who was it? Alabama. That's a loss.
At home. Yeah. That's going to be a close game, though. I mean, I'll tell you, that's going to be a close game.
Probably a loss.
At home?
Yeah.
To Auburn? I don't know who Auburn has. That's going to be a loss. This is going to be a tough game.
It's 3, 4,
and then
5. 5 losses.
Yeah, 5 losses is still 7. And then a bowl game, potentially.
I'm sensing a trend.
Yeah, I'm sensing
all the teams are going to go one below their line. And then if they win the bowl game, they'll be over. If they lose, they'll be under.
Right. I just think that's crazy. I think
all right, 6.5 teams. You got South Carolina, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi State, Auburn, all at 6.5. Who's the most likely to go over? South Carolina, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi State, Auburn. I got 2. Easy.
Oof. I want to say South Carolina, but I'm not going to because their schedule's tough. I'm going to say Auburn.
I'm saying South Carolina for sure.
Who?
They're going to win. They're going to hit over on that.
No, I don't think so. I think North Carolina's going to beat them. So they're going to beat Furman, Mississippi State, Jacksonville State, Vanderbilt, Kentucky. That's 5. They're going to lose to Clemson. They're going to lose to Florida, potentially Missouri. I'm just saying. They have a tougher schedule. When the non-conference, when you have to play a decent team like North Carolina, and you have to play Clemson, that's tough.
Yeah, pretty tough. But I think they got it. I mean, they got supposedly a dude at quarterback.
Who's the dude?
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, supposedly a dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said supposedly.
Yeah. I don't think Spencer Rattler's that bad. He came on at the end of the year last year and kind of started to show what he can do.
Yeah, it's time to nut up or shut up.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't really talk that much. He was just supposed to be God's gift.
Bruh.
No, he was supposed to be God's gift.
Have you watched that show on Netflix?
Well, see, but that's...
He talks.
Yeah, but that's high school. That's different. Like, once all these kids in high school talk.
No, I do not think that he has changed.
I don't know. I think
he just spent a lot of time when he sucked and got benched, and you can't really talk when you're getting benched.
Yeah.
And you can't really talk when you're sucking at the beginning of the year.
I mean, he had over 3,000 yards, yeah. He came on at the end of the year and played pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. I think he's going to lead that team, just continue that upward trajectory. That's why I think they're going to go over.
He's only a junior.
But you can't, I mean, he's going to be first, second round pick next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Remember how he was going to be like one of the first quarterbacks picked the year that he got benched for Caleb Williams at Oklahoma, whatever year that was.
What, 2 years ago?
He was a Heisman favorite. Maybe he wasn't
preseason. Maybe
he wasn't one of the first quarterbacks taken because I don't think he would be able to go out after that. But he was a Heisman favorite, and then
he's the 7th overall quarterback in this next year's draft potentially right now. Like, he's 7th.
They got him above him. No,
this kid's I will tell you. I'll tell you right now.
He's not gonna be number 6.
And you still in pause. We're still gonna say this. He still owes me $5 from the running back. I will put 5. I will double it up. I will double it. That this Shedeur Sanders kid is drafted better than freaking Spencer Rattler. Dude, he's 6'1", 215. He's tiny. I mean, Caleb Williams, you can almost already guarantee he's going to be like the number 1 overall pick.
Number 1, yeah.
That depends who gets it, but they'll probably trade it. This Drake May kid, stud. I don't think Michael Penix Jr. is really that great. Quinn Ewers was supposed to be God's gift also when he went to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix, I guess, is still in college. He's 45. And Shedeur Sanders is like, they love this kid.
Well, his dad loves him.
Well, yeah, as he should. Ran a 4.65 40. It's pretty fast. He's only 1 inch taller.
Spencer Rattler was 4.7 something.
4.78. Why does that say 0%?
I don't know.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Caleb Williams is obviously going to be the top guy, but he's only 6'1" too. That's so weird. All these guys are so little.
4.56. He's 94%.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this Shedeur kid.
He seems way bigger than 6'1".
Yeah, I don't think 6'1".
That's like me.
Dude, they're all
I'm 6'1".
They're all 6'1", 215. I mean, every single one of these guys is 6'1", 215.
Really?
Well, Shedeur's 6'2", 215. I don't think they're all 215.
No, he's 6'2".
But that's what I'm saying. He's 6'2", but he's still 215.
He seems like he'd be bigger.
6'3", 214.
I don't believe that.
I'm just saying, I don't think Spencer Rattler will be that great. I don't think he will unless he balls out. I just think he's too small. Let's see what happens. Hopefully he does play well. I think he's fun to watch. I think he's electric.
6'2", 216.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's wild that literally all those guys are 6'.
The same person.
Yeah.
So
215.
We'll see.
Huh.
I think Kentucky won't be very good. Who are the other teams?
Missouri.
I don't know. I would say the other team's probably most likely
Mississippi
Auburn.
State. Yeah, Auburn, for
Yeah.
sure. Those are the two.
Yeah.
I got South Carolina and I got Auburn. I would pick both of those.
That's crazy. In this game right here against Texas A&M, Texas A&M is already 82% favorite.
So who do you think is the most likely to go over in all of SEC?
Georgia.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Which is wild because they're the highest.
If
but
we're
like,
including
their schedule is a
playoffs and
cakewalk.
everything, they're gonna smoke. I mean, they're just gonna refill. That's all they do every year.
Yeah,
They're
their
a
schedule's a
dynasty, and their schedule's
That's
a cakewalk.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right. We good on those two?
Yeah, we'll see. College football.
All right. We're going top 5. We'll make it quick for you. We're doing top 5 movie genres. If you haven't gotten with it, we write down our top 5s, and then the other person you get 5 rounds. Guess the other team's or the other person's top 5 for this category. And then you tally at the points. Number 1 is worth 5 points. Number 2 is worth 4 points, so on and so forth. Goal is to have more points than the other person at the end.
Yep, the coordinator over there.
Today's topic is top 5 movie genres.
It's 1-1, I think. No, 2-1.
Nope, 2-1. 2-1 for me.
Tails.
Heads.
There you go.
All right. I'm gonna guess action.
Action is not on there.
Really?
Yeah, no. I looked this up before. What movies were which categories?
Wow.
Action's not on there.
All right.
I'm gonna go rom-com.
Yeah.
You better say it's on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a good pick.
Yeah.
I'll go with comedy.
Comedy's on mine. Yep.
All right.
That
Good.
boy.
Good.
I'm gonna go sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good job.
I'm going right down my list.
Write down your list of
I
your
wrote
top
down
5.
No, right. I have guesses on here.
Oh.
My top 5.
I'll go with. I'm gonna go with. We'll go with sci-fi.
No, not top 5.
Oh. Is it? Well, this is sci-fi / fantasy.
Oh no, I don't have either.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go with adventure. So now here's the debacle.
Yeah.
So here's the debacle. What if is adventure the same as action, or is adventure not an actual genre?
Well,
And I'll tell you my reasoning after.
do you want me to do you want me to explain why I was like, eh?
Yeah.
Because I wrote action / adventure. Like, I consider that one category.
So that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. I only put one of them. So I only put
So
the
you
other
put
one.
adventure.
That's what I'm saying. But if we're saying them the same thing, then
Well, we could count that, yeah.
okay. So I'll count yours as well.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
Just number one.
I'll go with sports.
Sports is on mine. Yes. Yeah.
How many?
That's 4.
That's 4. Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna go with comedy.
Yeah.
Nice. I got 4 for 4.
You are supposed to 4. I'll go with I'll go with rom-com.
Thank you. That boy.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with. What is my last pick?
Yep. This is the last pick of the draft.
I'm gonna go.
To go 5 for 5 also.
I'm gonna go with. Thriller.
No. Alright, do you want to say your top 5?
Yeah, my top 5. Number 1, adventure. Number 2, sports. Number 3, rom-com.
Wait, we're going 1 to 5 now?
Number 5. My number 5 was documentaries. Number 4 was comedy. 3 rom-com. 2 sports. 1 adventure.
So I got 1 to 4.
You got 1 through 4.
Alright, my top 5. Number 5, documentaries. Number 4, sports. Number 3, action/adventure. Number 2, comedies. And number 1, rom-coms.
So I went the same. We just had documentary. I should have guessed documentary.
I didn't want to guess documentaries because I didn't want to give it away.
Right. I had it on here. I had documentaries. But so here's the thing that I was saying. I looked it up. So action films. John Wick. Commando. I don't know what that is. But then when you look up adventure, it's like Avatar, Jumanji, Spider-Man, King Kong, Jurassic Park. That's why I did adventure compared to...
But did you type in action/adventure genre? Yeah, second one.
Avatar's on there again, so it's hard.
Yeah, popular action adventure movies. So,
Right,
it's,
so they're technically
lists
the same thing.
things.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. So what is that? 9,
Documentaries. Gosh.
9, 12, 14. So 14 to 14, we have our first draw.
Should have stuck with them, I guess.
So 2-1-1.
Yeah, we're like playing soccer now. We each get a half a point, or we each get a point.
All right, episode 60. Another milestone.
Peace.
All right, see ya.